Hello class, today we are finishing up sections 8.5 and 8.6 by going over how to choose a method and then use that to solve a quadratic equation, and that is what you will be able to do by the end of today's lesson. So reminder from yesterday, we had our multiple factor techniques that we can use, making sure that you are checking for the GCF first in all problems, and then using your number of terms to help indicate what method of factoring you are using. A reminder that you can use multiple factor techniques within one problem. So we went over an example yesterday where we used 3 different techniques. And one other piece of information today is equations need to be set equal to 0 in order to solve them. So this is a reminder of one of the problems that we did yesterday. This was the perfect square trinomial example, so it's the exact same problem as yesterday, but now I have it set equal to 0. So what we need to do here is we need to set this equation equal to 0 so that we can finish solving it. Remember, with perfect square trinomials, this is the one where we can square root both sides of the problem in order to solve. This is why I wanted to re-go over this idea, because this one is a unique case. So we square root both sides, and when I take the square root of the left side, I'm left with 14x minus 2. And then when I square root that second side, I get equal to 0. So now that I have it set equal to 0, I'm going to go ahead and solve. So I'm going to add 2 to both sides, which gives me 14x is equal to 2. Dividing by 14 would give me an answer of x is equal to 2 over 14, which reduces to 1 over 7. So I only get one answer here because that perfect square trinomial was equal to 0. Another example that we went over yesterday, this is the one where I used GCF, factor by grouping, and difference of squares to solve. And I ended up with this answer down on the bottom of x plus 4, 2x minus 3, and 2x plus 0. Now that I am solving this, I need to set this entire thing equal to 0, which means that each piece needs to get set equal to 0. So I start with this first piece, and I say x is equal to 0. There's nothing else to solve there, so I'm done with that first part. Then I'm going to go ahead and set the second piece equal to 0. When I set that equal to 0, I subtract 4 from both sides, and I get x is equal to negative 4. Then I'm going to go ahead and set the next piece, so I got 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. Add 3 to both sides, which gives me 2x is equal to 3. Dividing by 2, I get x is equal to 3 halves. And then I have my last piece, which is 2x plus 3 is equal to 0. Subtracting 3 from both sides, and then dividing by 2. We end up with an answer of x is equal to negative 3 halves. So I end up with 4 different answers because I had 4 different factor pieces. So what you're going to be doing when you get to class today is going over a bunch of different equations, factoring them, and then using those factored forms to find the solutions. If you have questions about it, please let me know when you get to class.